What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shimmer Fantasy Battle Reports. I got another battle report for you today. It is ETC 2018 Zagreb, Croatia. Guys, by the way, I know a lot of you are like, oh my god, stop screaming at the beginning of the video. Stop, oh my god. You know what, guys? Fuck you guys. If you don't like it, turn it down like everybody else at the first 10 seconds and then turn it back up. Anyways, guys, I am having a good time. Actually, last week, I was making videos. My brother invites me over to his house, and I was like, you know what? I got to get some Universal Battle games in, so let me bring my laptop with me to my brother's house. So I go ahead and I take my laptop, I bring it with, I bring the power cord with, and there's a reason for this story, by the way. And when I came back to work the next day, I bring the laptop out and I look at the power cord, and the power cord, the actual button, the thing that plugs into the damn outlet of the computer, broke in half. Like literally, just I have a picture of it. I sent it to Skaven and AZ, and he's like, "What the fuck did you do to it?" I'm like, "I don't know. It was in the book bag, and it just like I think it got smashed." Anyway, so I didn't have any way to record my battle reports because I had no laptop. So I had to order a new cord, and all of a sudden here we are today. Ta-da! Guys, I hope you guys didn't miss me too much, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get these games out because guess what? I'm going to Dragon's Den on Friday. Dragon's Den is a 5-game tournament, 5-round tournament. It is in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Anyways, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to meet Phil Carl, and a bunch of the Juice Crew are going there, but that's not here yet. This is still ETC. Let me go over what we're going. We're going against round 2. Round 2, we're going against France. Now, France had a really rough opponent round 1. Let me pull up that information because I will probably need it. Tourney Keeper. All right. I don't know who France fought round 1, but I had to also look up my opponent's name here. Now, we're doing the matches, and I think that out of all the matchups we've done, this was the worst one. This was the hardest one for us to match properly. There was a lot of red matches on most of our guys, so I don't think that any of us really got who we wanted. We got 2 mirror matches, which was the Infernal Dwarves and the Dwarves. We wanted the mirror matches because hopefully they could get 10-10s. Titty got somebody that he thought he would do really good against, and he actually did. But besides that, we got my guy. I was actually pretty confident in going against him, and then Lucas and Charlie got so-so matches. Charlie actually was really confident in his, but overall, I think we got outplayed on the matches on this one. Here's our opponents, Team France. Team France. Now, guys, I'm going to say it like an American, France. I actually played Humbler at the bottom right there, Jonathan. I played him 2 years ago in Greece, and that was a very epic game. It's actually one of my most viewed games, besides my game versus Once Bitten. I think Humbler's is like the 2nd or 3rd highest video ever watched on my channel. Yeah, so that's our matches. Let's go over my magic. Magic, I can't read that shit, but it's sideways on my thing. But I'm pretty sure I took like Hand of Heaven, Wrath of God, minus toughness, and the breath weapon. Now, for my opponent here, as you can see, he has a Pegasus Lord, which I believe is his general. He has this other guy on a horse, which is another, like, Duke, whatever they're called. Again, I'm very racist on Bretonnian armies, KOE, Kingdom of Equittaine armies. I ended up playing this guy. He's, let me get a picture of him first. This is, I am not going to say his name correctly, so I'm going to try and do my best. James, I played Pierre Yves Reno. I don't know how to say his name, and I'm sorry that I butchered it. I'm sorry, I'm not French. I don't speak French. Alright. But he's actually a really cool guy. And he ended up playing this peasant army. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you deployment and show you probably an overview of the whole picture of what's going on here. I took first turn, so it's going to be Orcs and Goblins turn 1. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. As you can see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. I think there's an 8th block to the right. 8 blocks of 30 peasants. I'm going to repeat. That's 8 blocks of 30 peasants. It's a lot to mow through. All with hand weapon shield. They're all going to be parrying and shit. Now, my major flaw here. We're playing, I want to say this is Hold the Center. It is Hold the Center. My major flaw here already in my deployment, okay? I'm going to tell you my flaw because you can tell it's probably not going to be a good match for me. I actually think I would do pretty well against this list. Even going against him again, I think I would be pretty confident in going against him again. But my major flaw here is knowing that he parries I should have had the Orcs probably on the right side. I keep the Goblins where they're at, and maybe move the Chariots to the left side. Because the Orcs ignore parry, which is just beautiful. But overall, I think they're fine where they're at for the time being. I have the other Goblins on the left, going to go ahead and shoot at the Peasants. I put the Spider on the left because I want the Spider to eventually run down the flank. And I put the Spider Riders 18 inches away from the Peasants, and they vanguarded up and then moved up to the flank of the Peasants. Now, he has 2 Scorpions back there, and he has 2 of those skirmishing units with, like, they're like peasant bowmen, but they're like really good bowmen or some shit like that. I forgot what it is. Anyways, so we're gonna go right into, as you can see, I just kind of moved up. It's hold the center. I gotta get in the center. The good news is my Forest Goblins are Forest Goblins. So I actually like the Forest Goblins. It's hard for me to take out the list because there's always a forest in the game, and I don't mind putting them as a brick in the forest because people are like, aha, you're not steadfast. I'm like, yes I am, motherfucker. Anyways, Magic, I don't have what flux I got, but basically, and he actually, this guy, I gotta give him a huge credit here, man. Pierre has actually taught me the easiest way to do Magic, which is you just shuffle your cards in the beginning, put them face down, leave them on the side, and just pull one at the top every time. You don't have to have your opponent pick one, you don't have to roll a dice, you just take the top one every time, and the cards are gonna be the cards. Alright, so anyways, so I go ahead and I do a Cleansing Fire onto my champion here. It goes off, alright? And then I go ahead and I throw a comet, and I do like a 4 dice comet. It goes off. I believe I miscast, but when I miscast, I end up doing like a wound to my wizard. Whatever, right? But it goes off, and I put it right here at the beginning of the game. This is awesome. I'm going to blow up that war machine. I'm going to blow up all his fucking guys on the first comet. So shooting phase, holy fuck. Holy fuck. You guys always wonder, like, why did he bring the Spider Bunker? Spider Bunker so useless. 20 Tomahawks, Dragon Staff, Cleansing Fire, and BSB all shooting into this unit, alright? Cleansing Fire wiped out about like a good 15 of them. The fucking shooting ended up taking off like another fucking 10 or so. I pretty much wiped this fucking unit, and not only that, I shoot the fucking web launcher into him. Look at that, he has 10 guys left. 10 guys left on that first volley of shooting and magic, and he was just like, what the fuck just hit my flank? You gave me peasants, man. You gave me peasants. I'm going to rip apart these peasants with my magic. I am going to rip apart these peasants with my magic. It's going to start off turn 1. Kingdom of Pierre, turn 1. Kingdom of France, turn 1. Anyways, so he turns that one unit of 10 guys around. I don't really care if he charges my Spider Riders. My Spider Riders actually might win that fight, to be honest, because I get more attacks than he does. But as you can see, one of his dukes starts coming that way as well, and he's more worried about my spider than anything. That duke could pretty much kill my spider, or at least be stuck in combat for a while with my spider. He starts to move all of his blocks up, and then his other duke on the Pegasus is all the way on the right, and he can't really avoid the comet, so he just moves forward as much as he really can to avoid giving me good charges. But as you can see, there's just a lot of fucking blocks. He does have 2 reliquaries. One is on the right where those 2 flags are, and then one's directly in the middle. You'll see it better in other pictures. Magic here ended up rolling a 4 on the flux, and he goes ahead and he does break the spear onto my Forest Goblins. Okay, that makes sense. Not too worried about that. The comet does come down though. Boom! Ends up only doing 1 wound onto the fucking Scorpion. Does 9 wounds to the Reliquaries unit, 9 wounds onto the other unit, like 3 wounds to the archers. Not bad for 1 comet though. These guys are going to start shooting into my spiders. They end up killing off 2 spiders, even though it's long range, move and shoot, and in cover. They're just that damn good. Alright, and as you can see, it's going to start off Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. I moved my general way over here. I don't remember why. Oh, because the Scorpions are still alive. Since the Scorpions are still alive, I moved my general behind the hill. I move my spider up where he really can't see past that arc to my spider, and my savages start to turn past the rock. The rock is a little bit of an issue. It's okay. My Spider Riders backed up because I'm just going to pick more wounds at them from long range and throw another fucking comet. Magic! I go ahead and I do a Hand of Heaven and a Lightning Vambrace onto this unit. Kill 5 more. Okay, great. I'm doing a good job. Now I have 4 dice left. I go ahead and I do a 4 dice on a comet. It goes up. Boom! Right? But I rolled 5, 5, 5. Oh, with Thaumaturgy, that's 6, 6, 6. So I'm going to have to take 4 dice on a miscast, right? On a 4-up, I get wounded. I fucking blow up my wizard turn 2. Ah, man! I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly believe this changed the game right here. If my wizard were to stay alive, I was fucking ripping apart units. I was honestly ripping apart units, but now my wizard blows up, right? And yeah. Shooting phase, I'm going to go ahead and shoot into those peasants. I end up killing off 3 more. He only has 2 peasants left in that unit. Actually, I wiped out the unit. I shot him with the spider riders, kill off the last 2. Over here, he charges into my dogs that I set up as chaff. I go ahead and I flee because I just wanted to chaff him to the point where he's going to fail charges and the comet still stays there, which actually works. He tries to redirect it to the idol. The idol doesn't give a fuck. To hell with you! Alright, so he fails charges. He moves the reliquary right onto the center objective. He is going to collect that point on this turn. He doesn't really get all the units out of the range of the comet that's going to come on down. Magic, he ends up rolling a 1 on the flux, and he pulls out a totemic summon. Motherfucker. Okay, so totemic summon breathes fire. Only kills off like 1 guy, though, which is pretty... these guys are going to start shooting into my chariot. They end up doing a wound. Oh no, he does the breath weapon here and does 3 wounds. Sorry, 3 wounds. Comet comes down! Boom! Blows up his fucking scorpion. Blows up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds onto his bowman. And another 6 onto his other peasants. I actually have killed probably close to about like 40 or 50 peasants now with 2 comets and a breath weapon off my wizard. And now my wizard's dead. And a freaking scorpion. Jesus Christ. Oh, comets would have just been great the whole damn game. Alright, my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. I charge my savages in. I'm like, fuck that reliquary. I charge my K-Pack into the right. I charge my idol into the center. I am not giving any fucks. I actually call it the Wog. I believe this is a Wog charge because I want to get... What he doesn't see is my... Orcs will overlap and run into his other peasants, and he'll get into the flank. And if the idol gets into that unit, I'll be able to kill 2 units in 1 turn, which is just going to be godly, right? Especially against all these damn peasants. I go ahead and I move my... They all get in. Boom, boom, boom! I go ahead and I move my chaff behind the chariots because I don't really know where I want my chaff yet. And I charge the spider into the unit on the left up there. Now, my whole goal is the spider's not a character. So he could charge into me with his little peasant dude, or his duke. If his duke goes in, I'm going to be able to do, just kill the unit, and his duke will lose combat res and run away. So he can't, he's just stuck there watching me just destroy peasants for a few turns. And basically that's how it looks. My general comes out because one of the scorpions is dead and the other scorpion is behind the rock. And then this unit over here, oh my god, this unit. So he somehow... No, my BSB ran out of the unit. My BSB ran out of the unit and decided to join the goblin bowmen, which were on the bottom corner, the squad, right? So I have these 4, 5 spider riders left, and I'm like, I'm just going to leave them here. I'm not threatened if he kills them. I don't care. They always die anyway, so I'm just like, I don't care if you kill fucking 5 spider riders. It's only like 200 points. So I started shooting at shit with them. They end up doing a wound onto the scorpion that turn. Okay. Over here, as you can see, there's my BSB with the squad. The squad ended up picking off the freaking, the totemic summon just because they get move and shoot with my BSB in the unit. So my BSB joins the unit, turns them around. I got 20 shots moving and shooting. Do 20 wounds. Or do like 4 wounds. Right? Over here, the spider kills a bunch, but he's going to stick on a steadfast, which I'm just hoping he fails the steadfast, but he doesn't. He ends up doing 2 wounds, too, fucker. But they're going to stick. Over here, I'm like, okay, the comet already has wounded this thing pretty bad. He only has, looks like 2, 4, 5, 6, 10 guys, 13 guys total. The impact hits does 3. So I only have to do like 10 wounds, and I basically break this thing, and I do. I fucking rip it apart. I overrun, and I hit the flank of the next unit that was fighting the idol, and boom! I get in, and holy shit, I'm going to wipe out this fucking unit too. These guys failed a panic check over here, and they're going to run away, which was a counter charge that he had, but it fails miserably. All right. And then over here, impact hits. I end up killing off, like, look at this, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 guys on the impact hits. Kill off a couple more with the dogs and the goblins. I'm going to destroy this unit, but it's going to... What happened with the combat with the idol, or unless that didn't happen this turn? I'm pretty sure it happened this turn. I'm pretty sure okay, I'm pretty sure what happened, because I'm going to go to the next picture. These guys stick, right? It's going to start off his turn 3. Okay, there you go. So, as you can see, as of right now, this picture, I did wipe out that unit that was with Crom and the Savages. Now, I do so many wounds, they run away, I decided to chase. When I decided to chase, I decided to run from the Savage Orcs. The Savage Orcs only lost one guy, but chase with Crom so I could get the unit, right? What I should have done, and this is hindsight 2020. This is probably boneheaded move, etc. boneheaded moves by James. I should have ran away from Crom, so that way I would have ran towards my opponent's other units. Instead, I decided to turn around. When I decided to turn around, I was afraid of getting flanked or something like that, right? Or being in the forest and whatever. What I should have done was run north. I should have ran towards him. But I was thinking if I move Crom this way, he charges into Crom, Crom will hold, whatever, right? But the problem here is, you're going to see what happens, is he charges, there's no room for his general to fly into Crom, so he charges into the unit of chariots. I made the mistake of reforming the chariots like so, thinking he can't get the corner. He totally can get the corner, and he's going to overrun into Crom after that combat, because that guy has the Dragon Lance. Okay, so that's going to be an issue. He doesn't charge into my Savages. He decides to just avoid the Savages. Alright? And then my Forest Goblins and my Savages are going to collect a turn this turn. Okay. Magic. He gets a 7 on the Flux. Goes ahead and does Break the Spirit onto my Savages. Now, he has no real shooting, and he has no real magic damage. This spell is the spell I should be stopping. I don't stop it. Okay. He goes ahead and he does... I don't know what the hell that is. Maybe rerolls to hit or some shit like that. I don't know what it is. Onto Crom. These guys are going to start shooting into my into my Spider Riders. They kill off one of the Spider Riders. Doesn't cause a panic. I laugh now because it's about to be really funny. These guys ended up wiping... his general just ends up wiping out my chariots, right? So now he's going to overrun into Crom, and Crom is going to die a miserable, miserable death because he charged all those guys into Crom, right? Which I wasn't really worried. I didn't think Crom was going to die. I thought, you know, Crom would be fine. If he charges that horde in, I'm going to just Thunder Stomp him, whatever, right? But he does charge in. He goes ahead and goes first, and he does a shit ton of wounds, and he overruns. But I think he just falls short of hitting my Savages, and that's how it looks. He reforms his guys like so. Over here, close combat. My Spider just keeps killing more of these guys. Doesn't cause a panic yet. I don't think they're. I think they're still steadfast. It's gonna start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 4. Orcs and Goblins turn 4. I charge my Forest Goblins in. Forest Goblins run in. I don't know what happened to my Forest Goblins. Do I have 4? I do still have 44 in there. But basically, they're facing his peasants. They charge into his peasants. Or was I flanked? I think he overran into my flank somehow. I don't know how that worked. I think that's what happened. I think I ranked up and he charged into my flank. Overran into my flank. Savage is going to charge ahead because I said, fuck it, I'm not worried. And then these guys, my fucking... my bastards, charge into the Scorpion. I need like 11 to get in. All these bastards. It's like, they're like, what you call it? Avenging the freaking wizard that blew up. Anyways, close combat because I don't really have any shooting or magic. At close combat, I end up killing that thing. I'm gonna overrun into the next unit, which I do. I get in, boom, like so, and he's just like, "What the fuck, man?" Over here, my Savages end up, and since I couldn't maximize for whatever reason, I only kill off a couple guys. I do win this combat. Right? He only kills one. I do win the combat. He's gonna run. I'm gonna chase, and I take a shit. Look at how many wounds I have. I should have 4 rows, which is 28 guys. Now I have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I lost 10 from dangerous terrains from Break the Spirit alone. No, I have 9 because I lost one guy from combat. I overrun. Oh my god, I lose even more from the fucking overrun. Jesus Christ, I only have 11 guys left, which is just brutal. But they're fucking ripping apart all these fucking units. Jesus Christ, they're ripping apart all the units. Gonna start off his turn. Kingdom of France, turn 4. Kingdom of France, turn 4. He charges this unit into my Goblins, hoping to break my Steadfast. I think he does get in. I want to say he gets in. No, he fails. He fails the charge. He charges his hero into my spider, and that's how it looks. My goblins did reform. He's like, no, you're not. Oh wait, no, he didn't break my steadfast. He's gonna try to break my steadfast though. Anyways, that's how it looks. That's how it looks. He gets in here. He gets in here. My goblin's up there. He goes ahead and he reforms his little archer dudes to just start shooting at my savages. Since he hit that break the spirit, he's basically just trying to focus all his fire onto my savages now because I lost so many bodies that he figures he could just wipe out my unit or at least get the 25%. I did chaff with my dogs to keep the reliquary out of the fight of my goblins. Magic, he got 2 on the flux. Don't know what he did with it though. This fight up here, he ends up. I don't know if I have a picture of it. I think he might have killed one, and I might have killed one, and he sticks. That's what it looks like. I don't know yet. Over here, he ends up racking up 3 more wounds onto my spider. My spider does 2 wounds, but he armor saves them both. Over here, he ends up killing my dogs and reforming. My dogs run away. It's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Where the fuck is my general at? Man, I should have had my general in this combat already. I think I was staying away from the fucking Pegasus Lord, is what it was. But yeah, I mean, like, as you can see, the goblins have been holding in the center. He thought he was going to break my steadfast. He's like, you're not steadfast in the force. I'm like, dude, I'm force strider. I actually am steadfast in the force. I think up top you can see there's dice. The 2 is how many times I took the center. I think he has 1 or 2 on his own. But as you can see, my general charged into that unit way up there. What I'm trying to hope to do is just stay away from his fucking Pegasus Lord. So I turned everybody else around. I took my BSB's unit, and I'm just going to start do the same exact thing he's doing to me, which is shooting me. I'm going to shoot him, and basically just try to pick off the last wounds of all his units. And my spider's still fighting that guy up there. Combat up here, he ends up doing another wound to my spider, but nothing happens because I'm stubborn because my general's around now. Up here, he didn't even kill my dogs. I thought he killed my dogs, or did he recharge my dogs? I think he might have recharged my dogs. I don't know what's going on here. No, I think I went back a picture. Boom, boom. Let's see. I think I lost where I was. That's the dogs running. That was my turn 5. Yeah, no. My dog's dead. Alright, so over here shooting. I end up shooting his reliquary. I end up killing off a bunch more of his peasants. He only has, I think, just a reliquary left. I think I killed exactly all his peasants. Oh, man. That's crazy. Over here, close combat. He ends up doing more wounds onto my spider, but my spider sticks there another turn. Up here, holy fuck, I gotta use another picture. He does 0 wounds onto my goblins. My goblins, my bastards end up doing like a wound or 2 to him. He ends up losing combat and running, and I chase him down. Those fucking bastards! They're just ripping apart everybody. That's hilarious. My general ends up getting stuck in a fight up there, but I'm just hoping he fails because of fear. I'm just hoping because there's no BSB around. I'm just hoping that he fails and runs. That's all. That's all I want, is him to run. Right? My goblins have been holding still, and that's again why I think I charged that unit, was so I could protect my goblins' flank. My general will be fine. He can't hurt my general with the peasants, and it puts me in a center location with a good leadership bubble, right? So my goblins have been fighting. They're going to do more wounds here. I'm making sure that I don't give him too much of a advantage on the next couple turns because he's losing his steadfast. Or I'm going to keep steadfast for a little while longer. So going to start off turn 5. Turn 5, he charges in with the reliquary, charges in with his peg lord, gets into the flank, gets into the front, right? His little bowmen are trying to chaff my savages while he does magic onto my savages. Magic, he ends up getting whatever the flux is right there. Ends up doing break the spirit onto my goblins, which kind of hurts me actually. He ends up doing like some sort of magic missile onto my savages, does 1 wound. I think this is like swarm of insects or something. Starts shooting into my savages, does a couple more wounds. Over here my general keeps killing more of these guys, but he's still sticking steadfast. As you can see, his duke killed my spider. Over here he ends up doing so many wounds to my goblins, but my goblins still stick on a steadfast, and he's like arguing, no, they can't be steadfast. I'm like, dude, they're steadfast in the forest, I swear to God. Turn 6. Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn 6. I'm going to charge it to these guys to clear out some points. I'm going to continue trying to shoot at them. I think right now what I'm thinking is I have to march onto that objective. I think I call a timeout to talk about that specifically. I could try to shoot some more guys, or I could try to get to the objective. Right now, I think I am holding the objective by 1 point. I think he ties me at the end. I want to say that's what happens. I don't remember, though. My general still... Oh, that's the other reason my general charged in, was to hold him out of the objective zone. So it was actually a very tactical charge by my general. Just I'm stuck in a fucking combat, which I should have maybe used the Spider Eyes to help fight more. I don't know. Anyways, combat up there. I'm gonna wipe him out. Combat over here. He ends I wipe him out. Combat over here. He's still killing me. I am still steadfast. But I fucking roll, and I fail the damn roll. And my goblins run, and he chases towards the objective so he can get the objective himself. And he takes the point. Yep, now he's tied for me on the objective, and it's going to be his turn 6, and he'll get the objective. Yep, he charges into my goblins up there, which is fine. And I chaffed him with this. The bastards chaffed his fucking Duke, and he's like, those fucking Spider Riders have been my issue the whole game. And he's like, I think I can still get your general, which I thought I angled it so he run into the rock. I think he still tries, because why not? If not, he still gets the points. He ends up magicking my savages, where he takes them beyond the starting. No, he ends up getting, I forgot what spell it is, because I don't have cards for him. But he ends up, it might have been Swarm of Insects. But he ends up doing exactly 7 wounds and killing my savages. I was so pissed off about this. Like, all 7? Seriously? He just got them all. Over here, close combat. I'm hoping that I can hold steadfast. I don't. He kills my BSB. Oh well. Over here, close combat. He tries to overrun to my general. He fails to overrun. I think he was counting the base of my tray thing. My general doesn't die. It's a big loss for me. And the thing is, I still blame it on my wizard. If my wizard lived turn 2, I probably would have won this game. And I told him that. I think I would have done much better if my wizard lived turn 2. I would have had breath weapons everywhere. I had comets everywhere. I had more magic missiles just destroying shit everywhere. But overall, I take a 7-point loss, which is not horrible. 13-7. I think we tied objective. As for my team got crushed. Joseph Abel got 1 point, which Joseph, this is the game that we talked to Joseph and we're like, Joseph, stop trying to go for a 20, We want you to get 20, but go for like 13s and 12s and it would help out tremendously. That actually changes his mentality. This was game 2, so day 1. So day 2 and day 3, Joseph's game switches to on mode, and you'll see it in the next few games. Euron took a loss against their dwarf, 14-6, but as I've heard from Neil, that it was just he had misfires and shit that happens, and just bad luck overall. His dice game. Charlie got 7 points, which is the same as I did. Alan Martini took a 0. Lucas only took a 1. Titty got his 20, and Neil actually got a 17, but we still got capped. This is the one game that I was kind of like, I just couldn't control the fact that my wizard blew up turn 2. I just couldn't. MVP, I think it's a very unanimous MVP. If anybody disagrees with me and says that other MVP, I mean, some people are probably going to be like, the Savage Orcs are the MVP. They just ripped apart unit after unit after unit. They ripped apart 4 units of peasants. 4 units. I wonder if I took the points down on this. I should have took the points down on this already. Let's see. This is, oh no, I didn't. Jesus Christ. That's so much homework I gotta do. So you'll probably see the points coming up. I don't have the points down. Savages did take a good chunk of points, but in reality, I think the MVP here is the Bushwhackers. They took out, let's see, 1 unit of peasants, a unit of peasant bowmen, or whatever they are, a scorpion, and still had enough time to chaff his character. And not only that, when he charged in, I was like, challenge! And he's like, what? I was like, yes, I'm going to challenge. And he's like, you have a champ in there? I'm like, yeah, I used it for breath weapons, but he kills the champ anyways. Gets max kills and overruns anyways. So, I mean, the goblins held still, the savages did great, and I just did a very poor job of protecting my savages. I think that was the game changer right there, was I should have protected my savages more, or used my savages more beneficially. They were actually the wrecking force of his arm, like my army against him, and they would have killed everything I put him against. Even if I fought his lord, I would eventually have just like grinded his lord to get wounds here and there. But he I just needed to play it better. Losing the idol when I did, I should have just overran up north, and after I declared it, and after he declared the next charge, I realized how it was a big mistake. I should have just went up. And that's my own mistake. He was questioning why I charged my lord into that unit. I think it was a very strategic charge. Obviously, I didn't break that unit, but I needed a little help. But I think keeping him out of the objective was good and put me in a very center point. I think I played a decent game overall. I just losing my wizard and not doing the overrun up instead of to the right would have made a bigger difference. Yeah. Anyways, that's the game. So I got a 7-point victory. Or loss, I'm sorry, a 7-point loss, and here's the points for my guys. I think I could just add that in right now real quick. So you're on, or no, Joseph got 1, let's see, Carrick Angor. That puts him at a total of 1 point so far in the first 2 games. Euron got 6. That puts him at a total of 19. I'm doing this right now on my computer while you guys are probably already seeing it roll up, scroll up. Charlie got 7. Titty's the man. Titty got 20 points, which puts him really up there. He's at 39 points on game 2, which puts him at the top. I think he's like number 6 on the list right now of top players at ETC. But it's the first 2 games, so we're going to see how he does on the 3rd game. Let's see, you're on Charlie. Charlie got 7. I put that in already? Yeah, I did. Alan got 0. Lucas got 1. 0. Lucas got 1. Oops, that's the wrong one. I got 7. Where the fuck is Lucas? Orco, that's why. I'm looking at the wrong names. Neil got 17. Neil won. Alright, so that puts Titty at the top of our food chain. He got 39, and Charlie's second up at 27. Neil's at 25. Euron's at 19. I am at a pathetic 12. Lucas is at even more pathetic 11, and Joseph and Alan are fighting for who could get the least amount of points. Alright guys, until next video. That's all I got for you today. I already told you my MVP. You're going to see the points scroll up, and if you guys like my videos, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and if you guys are looking to help out Shy Hammer here, I would love to go to more events, but I can't afford to go to all the events because I'm a broke motherfucker. So if you guys can, you could always go onto my Patreon. I'm going to leave the link down in the description box down below. I'm going to ignore this phone call unless it's somebody hot. I don't know who that is. I'm going to ignore it and call him right back. Anyways, guys, until next time, yeah, go to my Patreon. Anything helps, $1 to $5. And, yeah, until next time, take care and peace.